can't never stop working hard.
Hey there, everyone. Before you question the costume or anything, let me have the stage for a few minutes, and then you can, if you want to leave, just leave. But we've reached 500 subscribers, which is kind of incredible because Big Leo and I never really thought we would even be able to get to that point, and now look at us, we've reached it, I think, relatively quickly when you look back at when we got to 400 subscribers, which was only a few months ago, which is awesome. And today, I'm dressed up as Kim Cap-Wan from King of Fighters. I actually purchased this costume a while ago, like a year or two ago, and I just recently cleaned my room. My room looks fantastic right now. And so I put it on for you guys, but to just show my love for Street Fighter, I got the Street Fighter, the headband from when you pre-ordered it. And I have all of my PS2 stuff right here, which I think is the majority of it. I'm not 100%, but the PS2 is probably my second favorite system of all time. And that's a lot to say because I played a lot of systems. Super Nintendo, of course, is my first. How do you beat the Super Nintendo? But I love the PS2. It was the first system. I had a GameCube. That was the first system I got when, you know, the new system came around. I had a GameCube, enjoyed the GameCube, and then I got the PS2. And then the PS2 was actually when I started, you know, I got a job and then I started working. So I was able to purchase a lot of these games because I had no bills aside from pretty much, actually, I really had no bills at all because I was just a kid aside from when I eventually got a car. And then that's when the bills started adding up. But anyway, I have so much stuff, and I have so little time to do it. This is definitely going to be quite a few parts. I don't even know. I have this stuff to go through, all of these games to go through. I have, I think, over 100 games. I'm not going to count, and I really don't feel like counting because I'm not doing it for the amount of games I have. I do because all of these games are awesome, even the kiddie ones I have, which I'll get to because I do have siblings. But anyway, this is the first stack. We got to go whoop, 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 and then back there, and then all of these like goodies and stuff, and I'll go through all of that stuff because there's a lot of interesting stuff here, which I think, you know, not a lot of people can say that about their PS2 collection because I went outside of just buying, you know, Grand Theft Auto and Gran Turismo and all those kind of games. But okay, first game that started all off is Arcana Heart, a fighter and a mediocre one at that. Don't pick it up. If you're looking for something different, maybe pick it up, but in my opinion, that's a pass. And then we have Artanelico 1 and 2, the box set of 2. Artanelico was a fantastic RPG in my opinion. When I first played it, I played it and didn't really know what to expect, and I was blown away. Haven't played the second one yet, looking forward to doing that soon. So until then, this is just going to sit on the shelf. But definitely pick those up. I think they are very, very underrated RPGs. Have a Telly or Iris, have not played, so I cannot commentate on. Ooh, one of my personal favorites, Beyond Good and Evil. This game is fucking fantastic. Please play this. If you are a Zelda fan, if you are just a fan of a game with a very engrossing story, with very unique gameplay and different, you know, gameplay elements, Beyond Good and Evil is the way to go. The second one, they're working on it, and it's taking a really long time, but I see that as a sign for they want to make this game as good as possible. So, yeah, Beyond Good and Evil, definite pickup in my opinion. And then we have The Bouncer. This is a fucking shitty-ass Blockbuster copy that some fucker sent me on eBay. This game was fun. I thought it was good. You know, it was a good play. Played through it, and then I was like, okay, you know, I had enough. I played all of those 3 characters. It's a brawler, beat 'em up kind of like, I don't know if you guys played it, Fighting Force on PS1, but better than that. Just a 3D beat 'em up. Very, you can get it for $2 or $3 now. So definitely. It's also, I think, made by Square Enix, so that, you know, sways you either which way. I got the first Call of Duty. Man, this was back when Call of Duty was only played by people who had nothing else to play, and it's kind of funny how now Call of Duty and Halo are the games to go to, but back then, no one really gave a shit about this game, and I picked it up and I played it. I think I got it at Target for like $10, and that's why I picked it up. So that was pretty good back in the day. And then we have another sucky fighter, Capcom Fighting Evolution. Ooh, man. The problem with this game is they mixed a whole bunch of characters from all different fighting games, like Marvel vs. Capcom, for example. I think it's like 4 fighting franchises. But all of the characters play like they do in that fighting game. So, like, you have characters from Street Fighter 2, and they play like they're from Street Fighter 2. Meanwhile, you have characters from the Alpha series and Street Fighter 3, and they play like they do in that, so it's not really balanced, and it's not really worth picking up. We have Chaos Wars, I can't comment on that. Clock Tower 3, as you guys may or may not know, I used to have my own channel, Team Rival Woot was the name, and what a name that was. And my first ever, and I mean ever, even before Ripper, solo Let's Play was of Clock Tower 3 on PS2, and that was, man, that was some trip, man, I'll tell you. But a decent game if you're into survival horror, so by all means, check out the Let's Play if you want to go revisit my good old youth. We have Cold Winter, which is just a first-person shooter. Pretty straightforward. I picked this up for a couple bucks, and it was enjoyable. It takes up a lot of fucking space on your memory card, though. Oh hell yeah! Contra Shattered Soldier. If you are a fan of the classic Contras, pick this up. Don't get fucking Neo Contra, which I also have, but get Contra Shattered Soldier, if I can fucking say the name. But fantastic homage, if you want to call it, to the Contra series. Really, really goes back to the roots of Contra. Man, I fucking love Contra. And then we have the Cowboy Bebop game on PS2. I might finish this Let's Play one day. We will see, but don't get your hopes up. I'm just gonna say. And then we have just actually, see, I knew because I pulled all these games off my shelf. But I have Dot Hack 1 and Dot Hack 3. And you might ask, why don't I have 2 or 4? Well, I used to have the whole entire series, and I beat, I think, up through most of 3. And then I just kind of got bored of the games, and I can't really, blame myself for that, because the games just pretty much play the same all the way through. And they're 4 games, about 15 hours each, so you can imagine why you'd get tired of just the same old repetitive gameplay. So I sold them, and I got a few other games. No, I didn't sold them. I traded them on a website, and I got some other games. So I think in that way, I did a pretty good deal. I have Dark Cloud 1 and 2. I enjoyed these games when I played them back in the day. Do they hold up now? I think in some ways they do, but in some ways the gameplay is kind of stale. But, if you have a PS2, you've definitely heard of Dark Cloud. Then I also have only the first Devil May Cry. Now, I might offend some people when I say this, but I'm not really too big a fan of Devil May Cry. I don't really know why. Maybe I need to play the third one, because the first one, when I played through it, I played a pretty good amount of it. I don't think I finished it. But it was just so-so, like ho-hum. And that's not, I have other games to play, and if I'm going to play either a ho-hum game or a really good game, I'm going to pick the really good game. And then I also have Budokai 1 through 3, and then Infinite World, which is another Budokai game, but it's like a project title Budokai game. Awesome fighters for when each of them came out. Like, this was the awesome game, and then 2 came out, and then 2 was the awesome game, and then 3 came out, and 3 totally kicked ass. And then Infinite World came out, and the story mode sucked, so I didn't play it. And then we have Dragon Quest 8, a very, very old school a very, very old school RPG, let me just say. Long, too. It's a really long game. I think it clocks in at about 80 hours if you go through the whole, and you gotta grind a little bit and do all the typical RPG fanfare, which, I played through a decent amount of it. I actually have the strategy guide, too, just because I got it. My mom occasionally bought me strategy guides for my games. I don't know why she did that. Maybe because she saw I was having trouble or something. But I played through this a pretty good amount. I haven't gone back to it in a while. I just stopped playing it. Maybe I'll pick it up one day. We'll see. I also have Drakengard, another Square Enix hack and slash type game. The ground battles are subpar, and then you ride on a dragon. And the riding on the dragon is pretty cool. A pretty fun game, I'd say. You could probably get it for cheap. So look up gameplay videos if you want to check that out. And then I have 2 Dynasty Warriors games. It's just Dynasty Warriors. It's Dynasty Warriors Extreme Legends 4, which was the first Dynasty Warriors game I ever played. And let me tell you, I put a lot of fucking time into this game. And then 5, I didn't really play too much of. I was kind of over Dynasty Warriors by that point. I think my brother bought it actually, so that's what was happening. I own Fatal Frame 2. I have Fatal Frame 1 on Xbox. And Fatal Frame is a fucking pretty scary franchise. This one, definitely, if I had to recommend one, it would be Fatal Frame 2 in my opinion. There's no way. This game can be pretty frightening at times. Then I have one of my favorite RPGs of all time, Final Fantasy X, and then one of the worst RPGs of all time, Final Fantasy X-2. Fuck this game. I hate this, like, girly, like, I'm not like a sexist by any means, but I don't want to play an RPG where the battle system, this one, totally awesome, the characters, a little annoying, but it had orange, so that was the redemption I had. This one has no orange. It just has 3 girls acting like morons, and I can't stand it. Played like an hour of it, and then I wanted to commit suicide. Brings back some painful memories. Another Final Fantasy I didn't really enjoy was Final Fantasy XII, the collector's edition. I got this. I think GameStop had a sale one year at Christmas time. It was selling for like 20 or 25 bucks. So I asked for it for Christmas and I got it. And one of my least favorite Final Fantasies, I think. That and the are like bottom tier Final Fantasy in my opinion. Just does not have the Final Fantasy feel, and the battle system was okay, but I hated the weapons boards and the grids, and I don't even want to get into it. It's painful memories that are resurfacing from my childhood. Oh, speaking of awesome memories, fucking goddamn, this game is manly. It's another game. It was made by Clover Studios, which was Platinum. I think Platinum Games, which made Mad World. I think they're coming out with a game called, I think it's Vanquish. I think is the next one they're coming out with. They came out with a few other games. Clover also made Beautiful Joe, you know, from GameCube, and I think the game's on PS2 as well. And this game is the most offbeat humor I've ever seen for a game. It's hilarious. I was laughing during the game, and the game is difficult too, which you would not surprise. Which you wouldn't think of for a game that's, you know, humor, but I love God Hand, pick it up. It's probably one of the best games I own on PS2, and maybe of all time. I've never really thought about my all-time favorite games. And then I also have both the God of Wars. You know about God of War. I'm not even gonna get into it. Alright, so one pile down, and I got the tallest pile. We had Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Vice City is the way to go. San Andreas was good, but I would have liked if they took some of the like features from San Andreas, like the customization and, you know, doing shit to your character, and put that in Vice City, and also made Tommy Vercetti able to swim. And then this would have been the best Grand Theft Auto of all time, and I would have never had a reason to pick up any other Grand Theft Autos. I have a copy of Gran Turismo 3. It's just the driving sim. If you know about Gran Turismo. It's just if you're a race fan or, you know, a car fan in general, Gran Turismo is the way to go. I'm not really that kind of person, so I tend not to enjoy the Gran Turismo games. Also have Guilty Gear, what is it? XX Accent 4 Plus. This is the last version of Guilty Gear to come out. It comes with a soundtrack, I think. Yeah, the soundtrack is here, and Guilty Gear has such a good soundtrack, so this is really a steal. It's the definitive version of Guilty Gear in my opinion. It has all the characters, everything, nothing's cut out. Hell yeah, get this if you want to get a Guilty Gear. Oh. And I have Gran Turismo 4, as I said, you know, Gran Turismo. Not gonna get into that. I have Gungrave and Gungrave Overdose. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the anime Gungrave, but I loved Gungrave personally. For me, it was an awesome anime with a gripping story. Played the games. The games were okay. This game I beat in actually one sitting. This game I played a little bit through. I have to play more of, but they're relatively cheap. This game was actually $15 retail when it came out, brand new. So that's a pretty interesting little tidbit for you. Okay, I also have Haunting Ground, which is a survival horror game made by Capcom. You play as a girl with a dog, and the dog is like your mode of attack. Kind of like Rule of Rose, which is another game I own. I'll get into that. But a very good game. Not that long. You could beat it in definitely under 10 hours. But I enjoyed every minute I played of this game. It wasn't really scary in the sense of like a psychological thriller. It was more like jump scares and adrenaline rushing because you're running away from these guys that are chasing you. So a very good game, a very underrated survival horror game. I think a lot of people overlooked that one. I also own, this is when I start getting into the imports. This is a Japanese import. This is the North Star game, Hokuto no Ken. Awesome, awesome fighter, made by the same people who made Guilty Gear, so you can't go wrong. You know what to expect. It's gonna be fucking epic, epic, awesome battles. I actually have gameplays up on the channel if you want to check that out. You want to see what it's like.